Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good day and welcome to another interesting episode of the Whiteblood Panorama on your favorite channel, Whiteblood Multimedia. I'm your host, Umar Isah Dandago. Well, my guest today is an exceptionally multi-talented person who, as many people believe, has made a profound difference in the entertainment industry. Well, in his own ways. Sadiq Salihu Abubakar, aka Buzo Dan Fillo, who has now, though, metamorphosed into Mai Suburbuda, is the CEO of Algaita Dub Studio, a company that dubs, or in a simple term, translates mostly Indian films into Hausa language. In addition to that, he is a rapper, record producer, sound engineer, video editor, graphic designer, cinematographer, and of course, voice-over actor. His company, Algaita Dub Studio, has enjoyed a lot of support and appreciation from the public simply because of its quote-unquote creativity, especially in terms of coining words and giving meanings to some complex terms that most of us, including the teachers, cannot demystify. But on the other hand, the company has been criticized for translating films that mostly showcase violence, even though children too are among the viewers. So how will he tackle such criticisms, among others? What is Algaita Dub Studio doing to make itself much better than it currently is? Well, this and a lot more will be thoroughly dissected on the show, and to do that, I'm joined currently in the studio by the big guy, Buzo Dan Fillo Mai Suburbuda. Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I have to kick off by once again thanking you for coming, for honoring our invitation. Like whenever I ask you, you just say yes. This means that you prove yourself to be a motivator, a quality that a celebrity like you is supposed to have. How do you feel like you motivating young people whenever they come up with an idea, even if that idea is a crazy one?
Yeah, basically, you know, in life you just have to find your purpose at all times.
Yeah.
And the thing is, God has equipped you with the tools so that you can fulfill your ultimate purpose. I have always had that belief, and at one stage in my life I got to understand that to fully fulfill your purpose is to understand the tools that you have been given and how to really utilize them in fulfilling that purpose. So I've come to understand that I've been and I'm still an optimistic person. So I always see the good side of things. So that's why I just feel and I grew up in a very negative environment. So I just felt that, okay, possibly I should be bringing up or creating balance. You know, when people are always negative, I should try to show them the positive side of things, and that's what keeps me going. Really, I just feel good doing that.
So you yourself, were you motivated by someone when you were growing up, and did you have a mentor who was guiding you, kind of thing?
No, not really, and is one of the reasons why I always say to myself, I will become what I have lacked. You know, in my society, I will become that. I can't say, if not for one person that we grew up together with, like I grew up seeing him in my house.
Okay.
And he has always been encouraging me, but not like really a motivator or some sort, but he's the kind of person I always like get to talk to, and he listens to me and he tells me the things that I'm supposed to do. But basically, apart from that, I don't really think I have any person, you know, within my cycle that has been motivating me or no.
Do you look back and thank that guy for listening to you and understanding your thoughts and ideas?
Really, I still do call him. There are some things that I still call him and ask him. I seek for his counsel, and you know, he tells me do this or don't do that. And, you know, I still give him that respect.
What's his name?
His name, we have the same name. His name is Abubakar.
That's great.
Yes, Abubakar Dabo.
And you want to say thank you?
Yeah,
like
thank you.
On camera,
thank you.
In case he's seeing us.
Yes, the name that we call him at home is Bapa Sadiq.
Oh,
so Bapa Sadiq, thank you very much. You have been a very, very helpful inspiration. I thank you very much.
That's great. So initially I was supposed to ask you a question about biography, but that would take us long. So if I were to just ask a few questions about your personal life, would you be able to respond?
Yeah, true.
As in, how old are you now?
Right now, I just turned 40.
40, but you don't look 40.
I just turned 40 in 2nd of December. Yeah.
Married or single?
Yeah, I'm married.
That's great, of course. And well, you attended university, I'm sure, in the course of your life. What did you study?
I studied architecture. Although I jumped from civil engineering, architecture, petrochemical engineering, what have you.
You were just looking for your destiny?
Yeah, I was just
kind of
trying
blindly
to find my purpose. You know, I would just try this and I would feel miserable, jump to that, feel miserable. So, you know, so that was how it went.
At some point in time, you wanted to be a soldier?
Yeah, true. I even joined the Defense Academy.
NDA in Kaduna?
Yeah, true.
What happened? You dropped out?
I dropped out because not for my own sake. Although I wasn't really into it at one point. Okay. But my mom, she got sentimental. You know mothers. Yeah. So
she wanted you to be a soldier?
No, she wasn't really with the idea in the first place, but she just went with it because our dad really supported it. And I went there when I spent the first year when I came back for holidays, and she was like, I changed this and that. You know, so she wasn't keen on me going back. So, and that time, like I said, my heart was not much into it then. So I just didn't go back.
At some point in time, we heard that you wanted to strike a deal with Z World. Some people started saying, rumors started circulating that you are traveling to India. Did that happen, or you just turned it down and continue doing your own production here at home?
Well, we are still under negotiation because you know this is a process, and it's not something that you just sit down once and just get it over with. Like, it's a process. Yeah. Before us, they were working with an agency before, so now they are trying to see how they can renegotiate their stances between, like, disengaging the former agency and, like, you know. So there are some formalities really going on behind the curtains.
Yeah, and it has to take long.
I don't really know. It all depends on Z World, you know. So that's just what it is.
So you are telling me that the mission, let me take you a little bit back. The mission of Algaita Dub Studio is to put the people of this part of the world, the Arewa, the Hausa people, on the map.
Yes.
How successful has Algaita Dub Studio been in doing this and in achieving this as well?
Yeah, I think the last 2 years, first video that we dubbed, the first Indian movie that we dubbed, like a snippet of the movie or just a part of the movie, was there's this actor, the Telugu actor in India, Prabhas, that he has put the Hausa version on his page.
Wow.
Yes. So
that's great.
So, like, we have taken Hausa from this level to that level. So even if you look at it that way, it's progress, right? It is. Then apart from that, we have been able to coin words. You know, and this, I can tell you that I have had this vision, I think, since I was 14 or 15.
Wow.
I've had this vision of
contributing.
Yes, I wanted to
linguistics.
I wanted to see Hausa language on, like, high, let me say, how do I even call it? High-tech gadgets.
Wow.
You know, on gadgets, on computers, and on stuff like that.
Yeah, on social media.
On social media. Yes, I wanted to see, like, it's all part of seeing my people or their names or what have you on the map. Wow. It's all part of it, but the issue of language, I have had this since I think I was 14.
That's great.
Yes.
And okay, but some people have been criticizing you for just creating the words that were not in existence. How are you able, or how have you been able to cope with that?
Even all of us have not been in existence at one point. So it's not a crime if you bring something from non-existence. So even us human beings, at one time, there was a time when we were not around. Yeah. You know, talk more of language. Language has always been developing like that. Yeah. From nothing to something. Yeah. So, and I've also heard a professor in Hausa, he said that's how you get words out. Okay. Once a collective number of people start using that word, officially it has become part of that language.
So the academics at the university have started recognizing the words you have created?
Yes, of course, because the thing is, based on the criteria to accept something as a word,
yes,
you know, like part of the language of people is when people, a collective number of people, start using that within their regular communications. And we have achieved that. So automatically, based on that criteria,
Yeah.
We have done something which is valid.
Okay, good. Now, how old is Algaita Dub Studio?
Well, Algaita Dub Studio, I can say now is 14, 15 years old.
That's great.
14, 15 years old, yes.
And okay, mostly everyone knows that you mostly translate Indian films, most of which that come from the south.
Yes.
The Madras films, the Telugu and Tamil ones. Why don't you translate Bollywood films as often as you do with the southern films?
Yes, what I can say about that is that many a times when you are doing something, especially when you are doing it for the people, you have to understand what the people want.
Yeah.
You try as much as possible to meet their demands. So the people that watch these dub movies, they showed more interest, because at one point the southern Indian movies, they were blindsided from it. They don't know that the industry even existed. Because all those times, you know, even our grandparents, when they used to watch Indian movies, they watched the Bollywood movies. They didn't know that there was a southern side to it. So when we started dubbing, we started bringing out the southern side. So people started becoming very, very interested. If not for dubbing, people will not know people like Ram Charan, NTR, Prabhas, and what have you. We brought these people into the limelight. So when people started understanding and started, like, they resonated with the southern movies, and I think that effect up till now is still quite relevant. So that is why we dub more of the southern movies, because the people that
also
do
want
watch,
to put them on the map.
What?
You also want to put them on the map, the southern guys.
Not that, but not particularly that. I think our need to give our audience what they want. It surpasses that need to bring the Telugu actors on the map.
So they want more of films that contain violence, thuggery, fights, and that's why you do that. Because most of the films that are coming out of the southern part of India are mostly showing violence, thuggery, stuff like that. So that's what the people want.
Well, the thing is, no, is not what the people don't want. It's not the violence that people want, but the retribution that comes with it. Meaning, like, what the end becomes of people that promote violence. Because if you watch these movies, it happens that these violent people, at the end of the day, their ending, you know, comes terribly.
Yes.
You know, so like it doesn't even promote violence. In fact, those kind of movies, they kind of shun violence, because if no matter how violent you become, your ending might not be good. And there are even movies that at the end of the day, like the good guy, you know, instead of him to take revenge, he will just plead for for peace. So all those things, if you look at the end, you will realize that the movies are not promoting violence, but if you look at it, our society is becoming very, very violent. So that will be like a warning to those who want to embrace violence, that the end of a violent person doesn't turn out well.
So one question that is on the mind of many people is that how do you translate from let's say a typical Telugu film? You know, Telugu language or dialect is different from the mainstream Hindi language that is spoken mostly in the northern part of India, Mumbai, Delhi, and so on and so forth. How do you do that? Are you good at Hindi? Did you ever learn the language or something like that?
No, I just understood the language. I didn't learn the language per se, because if I say I learned the language, it would be like formally. More like formally.
Yes.
No, I understood the language because I have had friends that are from Hindi descent.
Good.
So from them, I understood the language, and I have been conversing with a lot of Indians and what have you. So I quite understand the language.
So you are the one who translates the movies from Telugu to Hausa directly, or you have somebody who does it from the language to English, then you take it and translate it from English to Hausa?
At one time, like from the beginning, we had somebody who is here who used to be in Kano.
Okay, good.
And we used to utilize him to translate the dubbing, the Telugu dialect for us.
He an Indian?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he's an Indian. So later on, we got access to. We started getting access to transcripts.
Okay.
You know, of the from the original producers of the movie through one of my Indian friends. So they would just send us all the audio transcripts in Telugu and in English and in Hindi. You know, so we used that one. Then later on, we started utilizing subtitles.
Okay.
We started utilizing subtitles, and I think for a long time now we have been working with subtitles.
So now most of the movies that we watch, you use the subtitle to translate them.
Yes.
Shamsu says, my question is it true that you guys have you personally have broken up with Mufi?
No, it's not true, because it's obvious we have been doing works with her, even like I think the last work we did with her, I think it was like a month ago.
Okay.
But she's doing her service now. So if some movies has other things to do, we don't force her to come and work with us. She goes and does what is the other projects that she's handling, you know. So we have not broken up with Mufi.
So she's still part of the family.
Of course, and the thing is, she even shows it on her. She even shows herself in the studio recording.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, from Abubakar SD, he says, why did you start using local places, names of local places, and then you stopped? For example, in Ziddi, Maitaurin Kai, Sony Dion, you used local names. Even the actors, the characters, you gave them names, Hausa names, and then Kopar Pampu, Kabaga, places like that. Then you stopped, you continued using the real Indian names. Why?
Yes. The reason was because at one time we wanted to like really localize what we are doing, so that the audience will really like, we wanted to draw the audience to like really feel that this is something that resonates with us.
Yeah.
You know, so at one time we sat down and we wanted this thing to be as authentic as possible.
Yeah.
So now we start changing names and locations, then honestly we have hurt the authenticity of what we are doing. So we decided that in order to preserve the authenticity of what we are doing, and even at that time some people had this notion that okay, these people just they are not translating these things accurately. They just watch the movie and they just come up with an idea of what is going on and they just say it. You know, so in order to discourage that notion and to preserve the authenticity of our work, we decided to maintain the original names and locations and what have you.
Okay, good. From Aisha Ali Abdullahi, this lady has been pestering me to invite you to their house. As in, like, everyone there in their house is your fan.
Wow.
Everybody there.
Wow.
From the mother up to the children. If not like for you to visit them, they also had been pestering me to take them to your studio and see them. So she says, we really like his voice. Wallah. That's it's good to have such kind of people who could translate the films that are not in our language. They are doing perfectly well. I think, okay, I really like how they imitate Indian speakers. Are you imitating the Indian speakers in your voices?
Yeah, we try as much as possible to like imitate the original voices, but not all. But not all. There are some that we use the actual voices. Okay. That's how their voices come out.
Like the Rangila?
No.
Or Kokorsinu?
No, in fact, Rangila, we at one time we attempted using his original voice and the audience didn't like it.
Okay.
They wanted the voice that we gave him.
And they think that it fits him the most.
Yes, more than his original voice.
Oh, that's great.
But Kokorsinu, that was the way that that we record his voice. That's how he sounds.
Wow.
And Kaka also.
Kaka.
Yes.
Azala Mumbawa.
Yeah.
But he's also good, yeah. Okay, so she continues, actually I like everything, though sometimes they use offensive words, which is not right, but it is scanty. So,
well, I can't, maybe I might say it's subjective, because offensive words, I don't know the kind of offensive, because a lot of people have credited our company that we hardly use insults and direct insults and stuff like that. That's why some words we even change them. We even change them to our own, you know, something that's kind of like maybe soft or even funny.
So you're saying that the original, if you were to look at the original dialogue,
maybe she's been an old-time watcher. Like the beginning of our dubbings, I think there were some places there were kind of direct insults, and before we brought out a policy to change all those things.
Okay, that's great. Okay, let's now talk about let's do a kind of freestyle. A lot of people are very much surprised at how you alone has the ability to manipulate different voices. How many voices do you normally do apart from yours, the natural one?
Well, I think apart from my voice, I do nothing less than 8 other voices.
8.
Yeah.
Plus yours.
Could be
9.
more. Could be more. It depends. Okay. Could be more. But apart from my voice, I do like 8 above.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, so which one do you like the most apart from your natural one?
Well, I don't really know. Because I just use these voices as tools,
Yeah.
That's why I don't even like use them for entertainment or you hardly hear me use these voices.
Yes.
I just use them as tools for work.
Yes.
So I think maybe the one that I like, if I would have any preference, I think it would be the voice of Babamutun.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it would be my favorite because that voice has made a lot of impact in people's lives, more than my original voice can ever make.
Okay.
So I really, if I would have a preference, I will choose that voice.
Yes, and that's why you used it when you were presenting that program on the FM to have a kind of segment of
Kishinkai, yes,
which was more like a motivational segment.
Yes,
and that definitely had a profound impact, not only on the listeners but also anybody who at some point in time listened to that, because like it's been regularly shared on social media right now, of course.
Okay.
So you like that?
Yeah, I do.
So can you do some of them?
Yeah, like which one?
Okay, let's start with the Babamutun one, since you personally like it.
Assalamu alaikum jama'a. Barkanmu da sake saduwa da ku a wannan sashe na kishin kai. Ina so ne magana da 'yan uwa ko in ce 'ya'yanmu matasa. Ya kamata a koda yaushe ka san menene maudu'in rayuwarka. A ranar da ka san maudu'in rayuwarka, to a ranar za ka fi ashana muhimmanci. Domin a yanzu da baka san maudu'in rayuwarka ba, to ashana ya fi ka sanin muhimmancin kansa, saboda ya san shi kyasta shi ake yi a ɗora tuwo akan murhu. Nagode.
So that's really great. And it doesn't seem like something hard, tedious for you, just like normal.
Yeah,
you're not acting like unusually while voicing the voices.
Yeah, so
what's the secret?
I think it comes with practice. Okay. My system has become so accustomed to it, to the extent that it has become second nature while doing these voices.
Okay.
Yes.
Our viewers would be very much interested if they see you mimicking some of these voices, saying 1 or 2 things with like these voices. So are you happy to do it here?
Yeah, sure.
So which one are we going? Let's start with the one that I like, Rangila. Like this guy, whenever you dub his film or a film that he appears in, I really watch it over and over. There are so many films that I had to get and watch all over and over again, like Mashiki, like Chakwakia. I still have Chakwakia on my phone.
Yeah.
The first Chakwakia, not the Chakwakia Auri.
Okay.
The NTR Chakwakia, in which he plays a double role.
Yes.
So you see, that voice of Rangila is really, really funny. And yeah, he sends messages.
Yeah.
So let's start with Rangila. What do you have to say about it?
Ni akwai wani abin da yake daga min hankali. Ɗazu da na zo nan wajen karfe, wato da ya takaice da abin da nake so na faɗa. Ana cewa akwai wani abin da ake kira short day long night ko? To ina gani shine muka shigo. Saboda na zo karfe nawa kuma na ga lokacin ya tafi kamar ma yanzu mun doshi yamma. To ni abin da yake daga min hankali kenan nake so a wayan min da kai akai.
So this is
Rangila, of course, really funny.
Then we have Kwarkwar Sinu.
Yes, his friend.
Yes, his friend.
I think he's dead now, right?
Yeah, he has been dead since 2015 or 16.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
Let's do his voice to remember him.
To kai ran gela abin da nake so ka gane. Ai lokacin sanyi dama haka lokacin yake juyawa. Ka gane? Amma ba za ka gane ba ya ka samu kwalabe guda uku. Ka kwalabe ka gane ko? To anan za ka ji komai yayi daidai. So that's when Gila, and like I told you, like if you listen to his if you listen to his original voice, it sounds quite similar to what I've just done.
Oh yes.
Yes.
So let's invite Mai Suburbuda to punish them, since they are all of them are afraid of him.
Kai, Rangila, Gwargwar, din na ji abin da kuke faɗa. Wato kai tsabar rashin mutunci, wato Gwargwar shine kaje ka san kame mun kwalaban ba na sattawa ko ba haka ba. Shine yanzu ka zo ka san bade ta go. Kai kuma Rangila, muna nan da kai na ji abin da kaje kai. Za mu haɗu da kai a waje. Bari dai nan muna cikin makafta ne ba zan taɓa kuma tukunna. Amma za mu fita ne.
So that is...
Yeah, that's really great. Now Baba Tijo.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum jama'a. Kuna tare da Baba Tijo. Kuma kullum abin da nake gaya muku. Ku yi amfani da lokacin ku fa yadda ya kamata. Saboda ƙuruciyar nan tana fecewa. Ni ma kaina ina tuna lokacin da ke kamar ku. In yi su toke in tsoke abina. To yanzu tsufa ta kama ni. Kun gani ko? To abu duniya a hankali.
That is Baba
Wow. That's very good. So as an old man, like if somebody closes their eyes and just listen to the voice, they will think that it is a very old person speaking, like 70, 80-year-old person.
Wow.
Yeah, of course the voice depicts the age.
The age.
Definitely.
Yes.
So then Kaka, the boss.
Okay, Kaka. Normally I grab my neck for me to be able to bring out the...
As in how?
Yeah, I
Can you
grab my
do
neck
it?
like this.
Okay.
Kuna tare da Kaka azzalimin bawa. Kuma ni a koda yaushe ni ɗan kasuwa ne. To amma fa idan ka zo min da cakwaki a cikin kasuwanci na, to zan haɗa ka da sambale bane. Saboda ni ba mutunci gare ni ba. Ku san da wannan.
So that's Kaka.
Wow.
So I devised, and even this voice also, it's almost a replica of his original voice.
Okay.
Yes, that's how his voice is.
When you were presenting that program with Suburbuda on Dala FM, like a lot of people were surprised. You would speak all these voices at the same time without interruption, and many people would think that it is the Kwarkwasinu in the studio, it is the Rangila, Kaka, and from time to time, you used to change the voices. Maybe today Kaka would come, tomorrow another person like Kazgi or Paparao Wabansoya. And that's really, really good. It seems you have this talent.
Yeah, and at one time I never knew I had it. Okay. In fact, when we created Algaita, I hardly could do any voice apart from my normal natural voice this particular voice that I'm using. So it was during through the experience that I've come to a situation whereby I needed more voices, and I just had to squeeze myself and make other voices. Wow.
That's why you alone dubbed Inua.
Yes.
Like all the voices of Inua.
Yes, all the voices of Inua are my voices.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, and I think apart from Inua, there are also other films. I think most of the first projects we did, like almost all of them, all the voices are my voices. And this Ubandaba, all the voices are my voices.
Where do you see Algaita in the next 10, 20 years?
Well, it depends from which angle we are looking at it. Let me just look at it from an economical angle. Well, I think Algaita will, in the next, you said 5 or 10 years?
5, 10, 20 years.
Okay,
to infinity.
Yes, I look at Algaita, or I see Algaita as a huge employer of creatives.
Oh.
Yes, that's how I see Algaita, and that's where I see Algaita.
So the people that have creativity can have somewhere to develop, to flourish.
We'll have a sustainable jobs, with the company. Like we're looking at 10,000 above people employed. That's what we are looking at, because we want to have this kind of realistic and tangible progress from the company. That's what we are looking at.
And is this just a dream, or you're working seriously and tirelessly?
We have started working on it. In fact, when I tell people that Algaita is like over 10 years old, a lot of people like they like, wow, but how come you have not done this and done that? How come you have not attained this, attained that? I tell them, look, it's not like about the business, but it's about like the realistic implication.
Yes,
that's what we are looking at. So we have been planning, and we are still planning at the moment. We are going to start training people, and we want to start like absorbing people into the system, so that it will be a very, very sustainable, will create a sustainable business environment. So that's where I see Algaita in the next 5-10 years.
Finally, before we reach, what can you say about this show?
Well, this show is very, very, I would say it's very, very impressive. I'm quite impressed, and we need to have more, do I call them segments, or more or different shows apart from this, of similar, so that let's change the narrative about stuff that is coming out from our society. This is one of the movements that will really, really change the narrative. Apart from what we are seeing from Ariwa coming out. So this is very, very commendable.
All right. Buzo Dan Fillo, it has been an honor and a huge pleasure hosting you on the show, and I can't thank you enough.
The pleasure is all mine.
Thank you very much once again.
Yes, thank you.
On behalf of everyone that has contributed to the show, and the big boss Zainab Abdurrahman Mai'agogo, my name is Umar Isah Dandago, saying goodbye and see you soon.
Kupeje!
Mumpeche!